The next thing you're going to be doing for your editorial project is some concept development. So you should have your article that you chose. You need to read through that article, and then in the editorial design project on Google Classroom, there's a concept development worksheet. Because I added this later, you are probably going to need to go to File, Make a Copy, because it's not going to let you, it's not going to give you editing rights to it. So you need to write down the headline of the article, the author of the article, the source. So was it like CNN.com? Was it Times.com? And then give me a summary of what the article is about. I'm not going to read through the entire article for every single student. So just give me a little summary of what it's about. So if you had to explain it to somebody, just give me a couple sentences of that. Then think about who your target audience is. Is it geared more towards male, female, a certain age, maybe a certain region of the country or the world? Maybe even break it down to what kind of income level they might have. And then you learned a little bit about pull quotes in some of the past e-learning. So write down 3 possible pull quotes. So again, pull quotes are something really interesting from the article that you think would grab the viewer's attention. You're only going to use one of them. But give me 3 possible ones, and you're just writing it word for word. And then think about what type of images would be appropriate for the article. So if it's an article about, I used the example before of fast food. So some appropriate images obviously would be maybe some French fries, some maybe hamburgers, some chicken nuggets. Those types of things would be appropriate images that I might use in the article. And then think about the colors and the color scheme that you would be using. In my head, if I was doing an article about fast food, a lot of times McDonald's gets kind of shot down for being really unhealthy. So maybe I'm going to use red and yellows as my color schemes. I won't have a McDonald's logo in there, but it will kind of be related. People will relate that to McDonald's colors. So once you do that, you're going to upload this to Google Classroom, and then you're going to come up with some sketches. There are some sketch pages on here that you're welcome to use. If you have a printer, you can print those out. If you don't have a printer, just do it on some, even just printer paper or something along those lines. But what you're doing is you're designing 4 pages of what the editorial will look like. Your editorial might be longer than that. Some of you guys have some really long articles. So your article might actually be like 10 pages if you were to design the entire thing. But I only need you to design 4 pages of the article. So I want to see some sketches here. So what would page 1, 2, 3, and 4 look like for concept 1? For your second concept or idea, what are those pages going to look like? Remember, they are a spread, so they're going to be next to each other. So you can kind of think of these 2 pages as one page. And then I want a third concept and a fourth concept. So technically you're designing 16 pages, but it's really just 4 ideas. Okay? So what are 4 different ways you could design that article? When I'm looking for sketches, because you don't really know what your images are going to be yet, what I'm kind of looking for then is, if I go back to the editorial design, there's some examples in here. So under concept development, I'm looking for ideas that might look like this. So just some rough ideas of what your imagery might look like. So for example, one of the images has to be something that you create. So this one is for extreme holiday cooking. So they have a picture of Santa Claus with flames coming out of their mouth, and then there's a turkey. So that might be something that they composite or create an illustration of. Some of the other images, I would again like you to create your own images, but some of those might just be fine with placing them in there, cutting them out, maybe adjusting the colors and things like that. But one image has to be an image that you have created yourself. So just imagine that there's a line down the middle of this because the image can go across 2 pages. As far as your text is concerned, to show where your text placement might be, you're just drawing lines. So how many columns of text are going to be on each page? So on this page, there's 2 columns of text. You're not going to have more than 3 columns of text. If you look at other editorial spread sketches online, I do want you to put images on there so I can get a feel for what you're doing, but you can kind of see how people show layouts, but where those boxes are, I do want to see an idea of a sketch of what that image might be. So don't just leave blank empty boxes, but you can kind of look at these to see different layout, just so you can get an idea of how you can lay pictures across the seam and things like that. So again, you're just looking at ideas from what might go there, and you're just using lines to signify where text might go. So you won't actually write that text in there. Hope that makes sense. And then just upload those images to Google Classroom. If it won't let you upload them, just email it to me. That would be fine as well.